everybody. Welcome again to the long run, not so live stream this week and podcast. We are chatting all things Christmas. We've got a bit of it's a pre-Christmas special, really, isn't it, Chris? So we're just getting in the mood, really. And the boys aren't around this week. It's busy time. They're jingle jogging, so we've pre-recorded a little bit of a chat about Christmas and trying to give you a few ideas about how you can enjoy the festive season and still get the most out of running.
Survive Christmas.
Is it a survival for you then, Chris?
Well, firstly, apologies for the intro, because as always, we thought about this idea about doing this podcast and then did no pre-production, no wicked intro, Santa bells, sleigh bells, blinding intro leading up any sort of Christmas. The best we've done is I've managed to nick Daisy's Christmas hat, and I'm going to try and wear it for as long as I can before I get annoyed with it. That's about as much Christmas effort we put into this. And the fact you may notice halfway through this podcast that we only thought about what we were going to talk about during the last podcast that we just recorded live. So I'm just going to apologize now. But no, I think what I think this is going to be awesome, right? Because in our parallel universe, we're running around London at the moment, and we're all the Christmas lights, festive spirits kicking in. So we're going to try and get you into the festive spirit a little bit. We're going to help you out with some Christmas gift ideas, I think, just in case you're struggling. And I think we'll talk a little bit, boys. My idea for this one, but I appreciate some input, is sort of, well, one, what we do over Christmas in terms of running. Do we do park run, that kind of thing? But also how to survive Christmas, because I think sometimes as a runner, if you're a consistent runner, it's a bit of a tough one. Do you take time off? Do you keep going? All that kind of stuff. So I think we'll touch on that a little bit. I've got to take this out off. I'm melting. I'm absolutely melting. I'm going to take this one off.
Yeah, it's actually July when we're filming this.
And we're going to go, we'll go back to normal. So anyway, that feels better. Okay, right. So Christmas. Firstly, where are we, Christmas boys? Let's knock that on the head. Where are you, Wilco, at Christmas this year?
I'll be at my mum and dad's at Christmas. I'm still still probably in the middle of trying to move, but that's looking like it's going to be after Christmas now. So,
right.
Which is quite good, because it's giving me a bit of it gives me a bit of time to do normal sort of stuff over Christmas, and my normal stuff does include my running. So I haven't got to be too bogged down and wondering where I'm going to be on December the 25th, because I'm all settled and I can look forward to that in the new year. So that's quite nice. So I'll be in Hertford.
Oh, you're going to be. What about you, Al? You could be anywhere, couldn't you, at the moment?
I probably will be anywhere. At the moment, it's narrowed down to probably two options. I've always got a standing invite to go and visit my brother down in Brighton, which is great because they do a good park run. I never get a starter, but that's a story for another podcast. I don't think we've got time this week to explore.
Do you have a vegan turkey, by the way?
No. I never eat fish, and this was a long-standing. So I've never eaten fish, even when I was a meat eater. And my brother always puts on prawn cocktail. So he just doesn't bother. He doesn't ask, is there anything else you'd like as an alternative? He just
I
goes,
like your brother. I like your
love
brother.
him, really.
I know. I like that. I like that attitude. Like, if you ain't, that's what we do. If you don't like it, jog on.
So if I go to Brighton, I know I'm only getting 2 courses of my 3. So that's
but talk us through, because obviously this has turned into almost the vegan podcast. Talk us through a vegan Christmas dinner.
Right. Well, last year, when I was vegan, and I was locked down because of lockdown and COVID, I made myself a really tasty mushroom Wellington. So I got the pastry out, vegan pastry, obviously.
Loads of mushrooms. That wasn't vegan pastry.
Loads of mushrooms, loads of onions, lots of spice, and it was lovely. Roast potatoes. You can do roast potatoes and veg. Perfect.
What were they cooked in? Oil. Vegan oil.
You can get some really good quality vegan butters
on vegan plates. What was for
mine for a blind tasting, and we'll see. Tell you what, you're all invited to mine for Christmas Day.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
If you want to go to Alan's for Christmas Day, send an email in to what is the podcast? What's the email, Wilco?
longrunshow@gmail.com.
The vegan long run show at John. No, it's not that. So we're all piling around ours for vegan beef mushroom Wellington. Allegedly, it was a mushroom. No beef in there. What about you, Toe? What are you doing Christmas? Apart from come round here and getting on my nerves.
Well, it might be. I've actually got everyone coming around to mine.
Oh,
So
what time?
yeah. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my address and put hours down instead.
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant idea.
And they can just turn up around there.
Yeah,
So
but they
it's
might
like
get upset
Friday.
when they see this moody mushroom monk on their plate and not a beef Wellington. They might get the right hump.
Yeah, they would. They would.
Or-
So you're cooking then, Tobe, are you?
No, Tobe, I know what Tobe's doing. Hashtag sponsored by Nazing Fish Shops.
Oh,
Everyone's having Nazing Fish and Chip Shop, which is the unofficial sponsor of the Long Run podcast. Get down there. Tobe, is that what you're going to do?
well, as a backup plan.
I think that's not bad. I wonder who has. Let us know, right? Email in. Do you do like something different for Christmas dinner? Do you like go fish and chip shop, have a Chinese, you know, I don't know, what have some other form of cuisine, like a mushroom Wellington on vegan pastry? Let us know by email at whatever it was, .com, Gmail, something or other.
longrunshare@gmail.com.
There we go. So, right.
There
So
it
that's
is
what
on the bottom of the screen.
So, you know, that leads nicely into, in a way, talking about sort of getting through Christmas as a runner, because I think some marathon training blocks start in December, right? A lot of them used to traditionally start in January because you always, you know, traditionally is April. But, you know, if you're a pinch earlier, like, I don't know whether Manchester is earlier again this year, but some of them, they do start before Christmas. Has anybody started to try and train through December, or do you literally just sack it off and go, right, you know what, I'm going to start in Jan? Any
I
thoughts
think
on
it's
that?
quite good to. I always think with any habit that you're looking to change or anything, that Christmas is quite a good time. The run up to Christmas is quite a good time to look into what you're doing and making a change. Because if you can make the changes during the Christmas period, often you've got I think you've got a better chance of carrying it on. I mean, I know lots of people who have packed up drinking and smoking and things like that by starting 2 weeks before Christmas, because they think if I can get through Christmas, then I can do anything. It gives them perhaps a confidence boost.
That's
to
when I
go
gave
on
up smoking.
and build it, get a bit of momentum into the new year, rather than Big Ben chiming midnight and right, that's it, I'm going to pack up the fags, and then 2 days later they're back on them again.
No, that's exactly what I did.
I think sometimes that's quite a good idea.
Yeah, I think so. What about you, Tobe? Have you ever trained through Christmas or started training?
I've always started January, but last year I was just trying to think now. I think I was about 120, 130 odd miles off of the 1,000 miles for the year in the November, December time. So I actually put myself that target to actually get that up to the 1,000.
Ain't a bad shout.
Quite a good sort of. I think it's that thing. You go there and you pick something that's a little bit ambitious.
Yeah.
And I think, especially the time of year, it was something that got me out to do it, and got me out for that longer run, not just that 5K.
Yeah, well, actually, at least because we did that podcast a couple of weeks ago about, you know, miles, when we was talking about mileage, and you know, we were talking about end of year targets, new year targets, all that sort of stuff. Actually, if you do look at your stats, maybe it's worth having a look at them and going, actually, I'm only 40 miles away from, I don't know, 1,000 miles. You might think to yourself, actually, that's a good bit of motivation to keep me going through December. So there's a top tip for all you Long Run Show followers. We need to give our followers and listeners a code name, a nickname, people. We need to let us know. Send an email in, longrunshow @gmail.com. But send it in, a nickname for our followers, whether it be, I don't know, speed goats or vegans, or what do we call? I don't know. It's hard because we've got people all over the world listening to this podcast, which have said, you know, we're in South America now, and we're not yet hit Africa, but we're massive in Japan and massive in Malta, Lithuania, Slovakia. So, yeah, love us over there. But let us know for a nickname for our followers. Anyway, Al, what about you?
Well, this will be the third. I think this will be the third Christmas where, because I've had a spring marathon, and an 18-week Hanson plan, I start mid-December. So I've just had a quick look on my calendar. Next plan's due to kick off 13th of December. So I'll be marking that up in the calendar. And a bit like Ian, I think if you can get through December with some good mileage, all those good intentions for January are already embedded. And I'll be having 10 days away from, the main job, and that'll create space and time as well to get miles in.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it can be difficult, if you've got a busy family Christmas. Is it right to lace up? I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because if it means you come back and spend the next 23 hours being a good parent, a good dad,
I think it's a quality against quantity sort of time thing, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you say you're going to have 10 days off. I'm completely the opposite. I'll be
10 days off work, not running.
Yeah, exactly.
10 days off running.
See, I'll be.
What are you talking about?
I'll be working till 4 o'clock on Christmas Day, and then I'll probably have Boxing Day off, but then 27th bank holiday, because the nature of my business, being a sports journalist, there's more sport going on at Christmas and New Year. And it's the busiest time of the year. Yeah. So, but then it's always been like that. And also with my family situation as well, my dad was a shift worker who worked. He worked every Christmas, always works at Christmas. So in that way, it's not been. I've never had it that it's a sort of like a massive thing that everything's got to stop. This is what life has always gone on around December the 25th, and I think that my running will do that as well. That it won't. I'm not saying it will be just another day, but I will go out Christmas Day. I went out on went out with Claire from who we go with, who joins the FORDY Runs group on a Tuesday. We went out and went for a run on Christmas morning last year. I mean, obviously, a lot of people, they do a park run on Christmas morning, but obviously last year they weren't available. And this year, I'm nailed on to do a park run in the morning, because
I think so.
Sets me up for the day.
Sorry, Al, go on.
I just say, if you haven't done a Christmas Day park run, you've got to do it. It's worth getting up at stupid o'clock on a Christmas Day.
What time are they on a Christmas Day, boys?
9 o'clock. There's no difference. It's business as usual. Some, I think,
it's a bit different this year, isn't it? Because Christmas is a Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. True.
Yeah.
But Tobe, you're a big.
Wilco,
you should get together with Tobe. I know Tobe's cooking this year for us all, but Tobe usually does, didn't you, Tobe? You usually crack a bit of park run on Christmas Day.
Yeah, another Christmas Day park run. Good way to start the day. I went out.
So you should do it with Wilco, really, and represent the long run show at sign autograph. You won't get anybody asking you for a selfie, but you might get people asking for autographs or something like that, or ask about the Speed Goat diet while you're there.
I'll tell you what, you do tend to on Christmas Day. I think usual attendance is double.
Wow,
on
really?
Christmas Day, right? It was the one that I mean, they've changed the course now. My regular one at Panshanger in Hertford. Well, Welling Garden City it is now, but that's another story. I mean, that goes up from a sort of like a regular 250, 260 people on a Saturday morning to 600 Christmas Day.
Right. Will the course cope with that though, Wilco, knowing that course?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's muddy anyway. It's a park. It's a proper
trail run, isn't it? Really? Yeah, it's a trail run.
I think it sets you up lovely for the day. If you go out and do it, get that out of the way, and you've done a bit, it's really good.
Yeah, no, it is interesting. Again, email in, let us know how you get on with your Christmas park runs and stuff this year. Be interested to know. We're happy to give a couple of them a shout out if there's a special one. Obviously, Mel will be at Bushy, friend of the show. Mel, she'll be there, making sure people aren't licking and stealing all the tokens at Bushy Park Run.
On a serious note, just check. Not every park run runs on Christmas Day.
Correct.
They do have a page on the park run website to check in. Those that have announced already that they're doing it, those that are definitely not, and others that are still waiting to make up their minds.
See, if we had a website for the long run show, we could put a link on to that. But because we are, one, disorganized, two, don't have time, and three, not even really thought about this whole thing properly, you won't find that. So anyway,
I think there's probably a decent chance that because it's a Saturday, that most of them will run if they've got enough volunteers.
I think it's volunteers. It comes down to that, doesn't it? It comes down to volunteers.
So volunteer.
Get involved, people. Get involved. Right. So I think that's hopefully helped probably nobody what to do over Christmas. As always, adding value wherever we go. I think the other thing that we can add value with, boys, is Christmas presents.
Now we're talking.
Now, so let's go around. So, apart from a haircut, a pair of long trousers, and a good cookbook, what else do you want for Christmas?
I don't need long trousers.
You do.
But apparently there's a bit of contention about my shorts, so maybe I need a new pair of shorts.
Well, I would thoroughly recommend Say Sky shorts. Al, tell the boy about the Say Sky ones.
So Say Sky shorts, the reason I'm a big fan is they have two, not just one, but two drop-in pockets on the inner layer. So you can run with your chips and your starter, which is your Savoy batter, all prepped and ready to go.
The chaser. That's the chaser.
Chaser.
Like some holsters.
Yeah, like gun holsters.
They are really comfortable, and I know they're a little bit on the pricey side. I know that's been contentious on previous podcasts.
It was.
I do think they are kind of worth the money.
It was until we got a box load sent through. What?
I can have
Did you say unbiased?
Do I do them in blue?
No.
I've got a lovely checker pair. If you want to check out the titles to this podcast, you'll see me wearing my Say Sky checker blue shorts.
Now, in a serious question, right? And please, can you email in? This is a very, very serious, important announcement we need to make. Do blue shorts go with black running tops? Can you, with absolutely no hint of any sort of colour that would resemble anything that matches a blue pair of running shorts? Toby will wear a pair of blue running shorts with just about anything. He will wear them with any colour. Importantly, he wears them with a black running top, and then he'll wear white socks, and he'll wear a very odd color. Can you let us know if you think this is an appropriate look for what is I would say, what do you say, boys? Undervalued, mild celebrity in the making? Is that a fair assumption?
What comes below D-list celebs?
No, it's not even Z-list. But according to Toby, he has had someone asking for a selfie, which has been verified by the judge and adjudicator and was not ratified. So, like the stewards at the have
we not actually seen this?
No, selfie? The stewards, they said no, we're not even gonna hear the appeal. Like at Sao Paulo with Lewis and Max Verstappen, they've turned around and said, sorry, no evidence. So he's been sacked off. But more importantly, can you email in and say whether you think Toby's look of blue shorts with everything is a winning combo? So Toby needs some shorts. Al, what's on your list?
Right, funny you should mention this.
Oh, he's actually got a list. Hold tight. Jeez, how long you got listening to this podcast? He has wrote a list.
I've already got stuff off the list.
Remember, Al, this is a podcast, right? So you can't show them stuff.
I'm showing people my list as we speak. So
it ain't one of cookie pens, is it?
The top two things on my list are already wrapped and under the tree. So there you go.
What are they?
The tree? The tree's up?
Yeah, of course it is. It's nearly December, isn't it?
It's December, isn't it, boys? Remember?
Oh, of course, December the 3rd, isn't it?
So I have got a Brooks running carbon light long sleeve and a carbon light gilet ready for those nighttime runs. So you can never be too safe.
1987.
And they are white. That was because they were white. So they're going to be matching my white shoes. So they're already wrapped.
Is White Hoka 8s he sent me earlier.
Yeah. I've got a Phoenix 6 on my list. Apparently, there were some good deals on Black Friday on Amazon with an extra 15% on top cashback sites. So hoping Father Christmas was looking there.
Have you been a good
boy?
I
don't need my dry robe. I managed to snaffle one of those as a freebie after Carolyn kindly donated one of hers from volunteering at Nuclear Races. And you've got to have socks and gloves. I know normally they're a little bit, what do you buy your uncle? But I think for runners, you can't have enough pairs of socks and you cannot have enough pair of gloves.
Well, it's funny. Say Sky makes some nice socks. Yeah.
Do they? Oh, that's interesting.
See, this is the thing. We talk about socks. Like, I don't know about you boys, but it's sort of like you think, you get much more excited about running socks than you would about normal stuff, don't you? It just
in all seriousness, I've got a box kit load. I'm joking with Al about Say Sky because I've got a kit drop from them, and because he's been eyeing up the stuff, and I've got a load of stuff. But the socks, are like one of the best things in the whole box. It's just like merino wool socks, and it's just you get excited about socks as a runner. It's like, oh, these are the best things. It's amazing. You know, they send you a £150 jacket, but you're loving the socks.
It's the equivalent of your kids playing with a box, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, no, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, socks. I get excited about the gloves, though. I don't know about you boys, but I get excited about the gloves. As someone who wears gloves a lot in the winter, because I'm basically a big Southern fairy, I get excited about the gloves.
Have they sent you a woolly hat though?
What?
Is there a woolly hat?
Did they send me a woolly hat?
I know how much you like a woolly hat.
Yeah, well, I've got about 100 pink ones, haven't I? So no, even if they sent me one, we wouldn't go unbranded on the hat front. This is sponsored territory. Mind you, if someone was willing to pay, let me know. Send an email, longrunshot@gmail.com.
Amazing fish and chip shop.
Yeah, Nazing Fish and Chip Shop may have competition for my. Actually, I could get a hat with Nazing Fish and Chip Shop written on it, couldn't I?
Or you could get one with a big haddock on the front of it, couldn't you?
I don't eat fish. I'm vegan. Well, no. What is it? What am I? So, Val. What am I if I don't eat?
What do you want to be this week?
What am I if I don't eat fish? Am I, well, apart from strange? What am I? Is it piscatorial?
Pescatarian only eats fish.
That's only eats fish. Pescatarian.
So that shows you what I know. Basically, I don't like fish.
You're a non-pescatarian then.
Yeah, I'm a non. I'm going to get a T-shirt, non-pescatarian. I tell you what. Stay there. You just remind me. You won't. This is no good for the podcast.
No good for the podcast again.
Yeah, and explain what's happening for our viewers.
No, because Al's got his new 40 runs rhubarb and custard T-shirt on, right?
Oh, they're very nice.
And they love it. It's amazing. And I've been sincere for 1 second, right?
It is missing something. There's no thumb holes.
Okay.
On long sleeve.
Okay. In seriousness, in sincere, thank you to everybody who does go out and buy 40 runs tops. It still blows my mind when I see them up and down the country, all over the world. And Ray, out in California, people, I send stuff in the post to like Wisconsin and South Africa. Sorry, but it just honestly generally blows my mind, right? So thank you very much. But so the rhubarb and custard line of 40 runs tops have been really, really, really popular. So check this out, what the geezer did for me, who makes the tops. Came the other day. Again, no good for the podcast, people, but it came today, so I wanted to show you. I might actually wear this tomorrow. No, we can't. We've got to wear the Sacecar stuff. Look.
Drum roll.
Oh, brilliant. He's got a black T-shirt where the colours are like Al's got the custard bit says 40 runs, and then the custard is running club, but we've now got the black T-shirt with the actual word rhubarb and
custard on it. I thought that was brilliant. It actually says rhubarb and custard #40 runner. And by the way, that's available on the website. Good plug, right, lads? But no, so I actually was after that for I thought about that for Christmas. I thought that'd be quite cool to get, but the guy dropped it off today, so that was quite funny. I thought
it'd be great if you wore it in a race, and so somebody started shouting, "Go on, rhubarb!"
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was going to do. I wanted to wear it at a race, but the Christmas one on the 18th, I'm going to be dressed up as Santa, so I won't wear it then. And I've got a few other bits and stuff I've got to wear for different stuff that I'm attached to. So I don't know when I'm going to get it out.
Only a park run to go, rhubarb.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think it'd be wicked to. It's got rhubarb and custard written on it. What's he got rhubarb and custard written on it? I think it'd just be hilarious to run around the race in it. People are going, "What's that geezer on?" I don't think that probably anyway.
That's great.
Yeah, that is good. So there's some Christmas, but what I wanted to touch on, because I think the big stuff's great, the big gifts and that, but you know what I think what's really nice, I got some lovely feedback from the Christmas video that I did, right, with the stuff that I was talking about, and I got some nice comments about the fact I said at the end of it, probably a lot of people don't watch the end of the videos, but I said that money's tight this year for a lot of people, right, because of pandemic, furloughs obviously ended and all that stuff. But, why not get that runner in your life, a picture of them framed with, with just their time on it or something like that. You can go and get a frame for a couple of quid, get it printed off at Tesco's. They'd probably love that just as much because we're quite egotistical maniacs as runners. And nice picture of that, or, get a medal of theirs framed, or get a coffee cup you can go on Etsy, or I'm not plugging the FORDY Run store, but we do them. And there's other companies where you can get like a personalized one with a marathon time on it or something like that. Something like that. That's probably 5, 6, max 10 quid. That actually would mean a lot to a runner anyway. So, boys, have you got any ideas that maybe someone's bought you as a runner that
Yeah, I think that you've just said that. I've seen that, like the mugs. I think they're a really nice touch, and I do think, I always prefer, lots of little stuff. So there's plenty.
That doesn't mean wine gums, Toad.
It's all sort of hats, gloves, socks. I never thought I'd get to David said that I'd really like some socks for Christmas.
I know that is a bit strange. Only a runner.
God, I've changed. It's just
true.
But that's the way it is, though. So I think you will find as a runner, you do your own Christmas shopping, really.
No,
you sit there and you go on Amazon. Oh, I'd like that. I like that. I like that. It's very difficult for people who don't run, who are going to buy you something. It's very difficult for them to get the right thing.
Well, this is why we're here, to add some value for those people.
So I do believe, we've still got a few weeks to go. Write yourself a list. Go down and write what you want, particularly if you get to the stage of our, gentlemen of our age, people don't think much when they buy stuff. They don't, take much care. Get what you want. So go down, pick the gloves that you want, the socks, things like that, and bung the list out.
Well, it's quite a personal thing as well, isn't it? Because like you say, socks, but as runners, we will run in a certain pair of socks. We will wear a certain compression. We will wear a certain pair of shorts. They probably blue. You get into your habit of running in what you like, and you may try something and you go, oh, fuck, I didn't get on with that. And you go back to your old favorites, like some of your running shoes, like Wilco, you're still in 1984 and with your Brooks.
And it's 1984 anyway, mate.
But exactly, because that's what you like. And if someone said to you, do you want to, I'd love to get your, would you a pair of running shoes? Yeah, I'll have a pair of Brooks. It's just the way, you know what I mean? It's like
talking about people and having sort of modest presence. I think that's for people who are a certain length down the line in their sort of running journey, sort of 3 or 4 years. It's a great time as well to think, I'll get a running watch or something like that. If you've only started sort of like 2 or 3 months ago and you started liking it, then perhaps this is a time where you can, you might be able to get a Garmin or something like that.
Well, that's a good point. Let's talk about that quickly. With some of my maybe experience from where we tested some stuff on the channel. I think if you're maybe, you've gone couch to 5K and you're maybe looking to go up to 10K or half, some form of running watch, you tie up to Strava would help. My personal recommendation is the Garmin, and it's quite expensive, the Garmin 245. It's the old 235 was the mainstay of I think of everyday runners watches. The 245, we did a poll in the FORDY Runs community about watches, and the awards, that's part of the FORDY Runs awards that will come out. And the 2451, it's a relatively, well priced, let's say, watch, and it will literally do everything you need and more, and you won't even use half of it. And I think that's a great watch. There are obviously very other good watches out there. Coros, they are chucking a lot of money in terms of advertising and getting like Kipchoge to wear it. So a lot of people are wearing those at the moment, and they send it to people like me and all this sort of stuff. But to be perfectly honest with you, you can't go wrong with a Garmin 245. If you want to maybe go up one, you could go to the 745 or the 945. You're starting to get into naughty money. The Fenix that Al talked about is a good 500 quid. So, you're getting the other end of the spectrum. I think if you're looking for a watch and you don't have one, then the 245 is the way to go. And you know what? Actually, now you got me. Now you give me some ideas then. So let's talk headphones, because headphones is a good thing to talk about. It's a great present to buy. What would you boys, would you wear in terms of headphones for when you run? Aftershocks or something else?
Oh yeah, I love my Aftershocks. I do find I have upgraded my Aftershocks though, because I will say that I've had 3 pairs, and I had 2 that had problems with the charging port that they wouldn't charge properly after a little while. So I've got a different charging port. I went up one set, so they've improved.
What about you, Al?
I'm Aftershocks, and I've had a couple of problems, but I keep going back to them because they are authorised and you can race in them, and also their warranty is spot on. If you have got problems and you do take the time to register your product at the point of purchase, they will honour any problems you have.
Oh yeah, so if I just bump in there, they went and I sent them back and they sent me another set. Yeah. They're very good customer care.
I'm on my third pair, but it's because I like to be able to feel safe, and I think that's one of the key things about those Aftershocks.
And you don't have to run around poking them in your ears all the time and all that sort of stuff. They just sit there and it's not
don't fall out because don't go in. So yeah,
I've got a pair. If you're coming to the National Running Show in January, by the way, good plug there, boys. 20 whatever it is, whatever it was. Well, I've got a brand new pair we're going to be giving away on the day. So if anybody, when we decide,
they're not so great on the tube.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, and also, Tobe, you're not a big fan of Aftershocks, are you?
I am. Yeah, I've got a pair. I'll wear a pair.
Yeah, but didn't yours break where you can hear me quite a lot?
I'm not sure that's a problem with the Aftershocks, if I'm honest.
Oh.
I think that's just someone's big mouth.
Oh. Who's that? Oh.
I wouldn't like to comment, to be honest. Yeah. I have heard something. If you're not quite sure what to get a runner for Christmas, there's somebody on the group I've heard goes by the name of Sabrina. She said that you can get in touch with her. Anyone can get in touch with her, and she's great at gift finding.
Ooh. Is she charging for this?
No, not at all. She said it's a completely free service for this year.
Yeah. Completely free. So email sabrina@hotmail.com. It's sabrina@hotmail.com. And you'll
well, she's on the group. Just go and find her. Yeah. She'd love to help, is what she was saying.
Yeah. Anybody wants to help with Christmas shopping, message Sabrina on the group or email sabrina273762@hotmail.com. And I'm sure you won't get a response on that. So we've done earphones, we've done running watches, because they're good to banker presents, aren't they, really? In terms of stuff. I think where have I gone? Chest lights is a good one, isn't it, boys, to talk about?
Reasonably. Yeah, I bought the other week when I inadvertently planted my size 10 on the lights of one of my fellow Tuesday Hartford FORDYs, and I got another pair, and they were about 15 quid. Vital, really good sort of stuff to have. Part of vital sort of stuff to have in your kit, I think.
Still see too many.
What I also like as well, and I'll probably get another one. I've got a hat, a beanie hat with a light in it. They're really good.
What would you say now? Sorry.
I still see too many runners without. So we're out jingle jogging as this broadcast goes out, and we will make sure that's a mandatory piece of kit.
Yeah.
For our run around London. It's just not worth, for the sake, as you say, and for 15, 20 quid, taking the chance that some idiot, will take you out when you can make yourself safe for a very little amount of money. And they're so well designed, you don't feel like you're wearing them most of the time. So
yeah, they're really good, and they're not a lot of money.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good stocky filler, isn't it?
They're relatively not a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a good little stock. It's like you say, a couple of little bits. It's a good one, but also it's a safe one. And just go on Amazon, people. There's I've done reviews on them, and they're all match of a match. It's the one we do. Loom Fit's a good one, but they're all match of a match. Just grab yourself one, and as you say, just be safe out there. I would say. I'd tell you another good present while we're on the subject is the old because we were talking about this out in a parallel universe. The Provis reflective stuff. Now, Tobe has asked for an extra large reflective flip belt. I would give it. I've got an extra small one, but it won't fit him. So otherwise, I'd give him that. But the reflective stuff from like Provis, so like Al and I were talking about, was like a Provis rucksack. The only caveat I would say to this is that my one broke. It broke up Snowdon, so I don't know whether that was designed to go up a mountain. But mine did break on the way up Snowdon. But again, the Provis stuff, or whatever brand, like you kind enough, Wilco, before to speak about the 40 runs jackets that we do. But again, I think the reflective coats and that kind of stuff, because you're getting it in December, you still got January, February, March. Some of it's low light. It's they're a good little work.
I've just got
go on.
I just got a couple of weeks ago a Provis gilet because although Chris is the one that Chris does, the FORDY runs one, is great. It's really good for very cold weather. That's where the main benefit I find that it comes from that. And while I still want to be seen, sometimes I find it a little bit hot when we had a very mild November.
Yeah,
it can get a bit clingy and a bit sweaty.
Yeah, it's a great. The Provis gilet is a
so
brilliant.
Now I've got a gilet, so I can just wear a long sleeve shirt underneath it as an alternative when it's dark, but it's quite mild. So
absolutely.
I will say they ain't cheap.
Nah, you do need
I had a gilet, and it was virtually just like basically a high vis jacket that they give you to wear if you were volunteering at a park run. Really, it's just like the materials are just reflective. That's where the big benefit is. And it cost me more than 50 quid, and it was 20% off.
Yeah, so it's a bit lumpy. Black Friday's been and gone in the parallel universe that we're in. So there's always a good place to hunt out the Provis stuff. Is that?
And maybe if you wanted one big Christmas thing, if you don't want to spend 5 lots of tenors, then, and I mean, also, there's other things that people can get you. What about asking people to race entries? That's a great,
brilliant shout. Brilliant,
which is a good Christmas present.
Yeah, you can
particularly when some of those aren't cheap. But wouldn't it be great if sort of like, you got somebody bought you an entry to a run for event or something like that?
Well, you can get a season pass, Wilco. Is what I was about to say. You can get season passes, season tickets for like run through active training world. Like we're talking local around here. Obviously, this doesn't help all our listeners in Japan and Malta and all those sort of places. But you can get people like Run Through. They do season passes for races and events. Maybe that's something to. But a race entries are good. I tell you the other thing I just thought of, right? Totally random that you can get someone because I'm wearing it is the old park run wristbands. So if they're a big park runner, ours got his on. Get yourself a park run because it's ice, so you've got your emergency contact details on there.
Yeah, I mean it's not just to take your park run times. I run out with mine quite a lot, just in case somebody needs to contact somebody.
Yeah, it's an invaluable piece of kit, and again, it wasn't that dear, relative. So maybe get over to the park run website and have a look at that for someone, and grab them a bit of park run memorabilia, whatever that what works for them in terms of, because I know they've changed the bands and stuff like that. But you might be able to get something for them that you can use. I say, so there's loads of these little knick-knacky things that you can sort of get, really. But I think
I mean, my one bit of overriding advice would probably be to do your own shopping. Just have a look around and get a list, and then people can just, because it's so easy now that with online shopping that people can just go to a website and buy something. They don't have to look around the shop. They don't have to ask anybody whether this is the right thing and all that sort of stuff. You can just get things. So have a think. You've got there's still a couple of weeks to go. Have a think about what you'd like and get people to do it.
You do have to sometimes explain. If you're going to ask your grandma to buy your soft floppy flask, you might just need to explain what it is she's actually.
That sounds like you learned a difficult lesson.
Always lowering the tone. I've had a brilliant idea, by the way. Last gift before we wrap up. How about this? Ready for it? You get them a Spotify subscription so they can tune in to the Long Run podcast every week. How about that? Now that, I think that's a game changer.
That's worth.
Then your whole family could listen to it, or an Amazon Music subscription. So you could quite easily say, Alexa, play Long Run Show podcast, and it will play because it's like you've got the Amazon Music thing. So that's another. I think that's a game changer. That is a sneaky stocking filler. That is.
Yeah. And also, if they've got Spotify, you could do them a running playlist. You can do them a playlist.
Yeah, the 40 runs one.
Like
40 runs.
For that personal touch.
It's that personal service.
Put all their favorite record. Put all their favorite recordings onto one Spotify playlist, and then they can go out running to it.
In their new Aftershocks earphones. What's that, Al?
Does Toby know what a record? I'm just kind of translating. Ian said the word record. I'm just checking.
He won't know what that is.
He knows what a record
he won't
is.
know what that is. He won't. He doesn't even know what day it is.
He never take
all
the
he's
chance,
thinking about
does
is
he?
going to Nazing Fish and Chip Shop to get his burger. That's all
Do
he's
they do
thinking
gift
about.
cards, do you reckon?
Yeah, that's a good
Christmas
present.
isn't it?
A Nazing Fish and Chip Shop gift card.
I'll accept as many as you want to give me.
Yeah, no, I can't at the moment. I'm not. No, we're not
That's
allowed.
why he's given to me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but then you'll
Perhaps
never.
Perhaps we should have our long run Christmas do at Nazing Chippy.
No, we're going Smoke Shed. That place is an unbelievable establishment.
Vegan friendly.
No,
there'll be.
Al will just have to sit there and like just open his mouth and hope that there's some air that he can eat.
I'll bring
his own NutriBullet and sit in the corner. Just
what, and just mix up the nuts or something. Oh, you can't eat nuts. Can you eat? Al, are you allowed to eat peanuts?
Oh no, nuts are good. Nuts are a good source of protein and healthy fats.
What, even peanuts?
Well, not if they're kind of covered in chocolate, but
and covered in other people's hands.
Yeah,
COVID, where they've gone like this.
Nuts are good. That's my go-to healthy snack. So there you go.
Excellent. So you know what to try out.
That's a big takeaway. Alan likes eating nuts. There you go. That's a great takeaway.
Well, I'd like to think that we've been helpful. We had no idea what we were going to talk about for the lot.
Well, we managed to talk absolute rubbish.
We blagged it, haven't we? I'd like to think that we've thought on our feet and offered some decent suggestions what people might like.
Done well. 42 minutes of complete nonsense about cricket. But I think actually it is a runner can actually, like you say, Wilco, be a tricky one because we're stuck in our own ways. We can be ourselves. So what you've said is right. Get yourself your list, hunt out what you want, and also smash the life out of those sales in January. Get yourself some vouchers. So when that stuff does come up on, what is it, sportshoes.com or Pro Direct Running, whatever website you use, you can then just go out and get, whatever it is, whether it be a pair of Skechers or Puma or Say Sky stuff, hashtag unpaid. You can go and smash the life out of it on those sales, because that's probably another good way just to get yourself some vouchers ready so you can go for it. Or on the 40 Run store. See what I did there?
I think that's an excellent way to bring this episode to a conclusion, mate. Well, we should. I'll tell you what. Email us when you get to the big day. Email us what you want, and then even better, after the big day, show us what you did get.
Yeah,
pictures. We'd love to see, particularly if you've taken the risk and you thought, "I'll be all right. I don't need to write a list. My relations, they know what I want."
And you've had a shock.
Any Christmas present disasters, we'd love to see.
We should start a buy and sell site for running Christmas presents. As if we can like match couples up. Someone's got some like horrible blue running shorts, sent at the toe, and someone's got an extra large flip belt when they should have been extra sent at the toe. But you know what I mean? And you can like sort of mix it around.
So we'll keep an eye out for them. So next week we'll be back to normal, and maybe you'd have done your Christmas shopping by then, but hopefully we gave you some decent ideas. We'll be back live next week, 7:00 on Friday on YouTube and Facebook. But as always, you can always download us if you're not on as a podcast on all the usual sites, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, etc. And we can't wait to see you next week. So wish you all the best and enjoy your running.
Yeah, take care, everyone, and Merry Christmas. If it's not too early, is it too early to say Merry Christmas, boys?
No.
Well, we might see him again, but Merry Christmas.
Right, so roll the tiles.